Evening, everyone. How you doing? It's Middle-Aged Gamer Guy here, but you can call me Mag or Mags. And we are here for another Tuesday night gaming chat where we talk about all the latest gaming news and reviews from the last 7 days or so. And it's been quite a bit of 7 days, to be honest, and not for exactly 4 game releases. That's been a bit iffy. But in terms of what's been announced, there's a lot to go through. So I hope you're all sitting comfortably. Let's see who's in chat. Let's have a look. First one here was Tunesy. Good evening, Mr. Tunes. How are you? Danker, evening all. How are you? Great to see you. Mr. Game Tank, how are you? Good to see you. That was a bit high for me. You. There you go. Gozzo, hello. This is his last show that he's here before he has to head off on his holidays. So I hope you have a wonderful time, Gozzo, in Lanzarote. Manic, good evening. Sophie, good evening. How are you? I've had a shave and an haircut, so that was today. So there you go. Hi, Quail. Evening, everyone. So that's why I've de-aged. I know, de-aged gamer guy there. Kylie, hello. How you doing? Let's see. Oh, Lightfoot Bros, hello. Our guest 2 weeks ago. Hello. How you doing? Great to see you. Great to have you back. Thanks, Mag. Hopefully get some good scores tonight. Well, I'll explain it. We're going to do it a little bit differently, but you can still get some scores. Well, I'll explain. But there you go. Welcome, Owen. I do legit look younger today. Thank you. It happens when I bother to have an haircut and a shave. So there you go. I have to wait another 6 weeks before that happens again. And obviously, I can't do this show, and it will be a complicated show this week. More will be explained in a minute. Without my co-host, who knows the most? He's the bold. He's the beautiful. He's Mr. David Jones.
Thank you, mate. Very nicely put.
Thank you. How you doing?
Not too bad.
If anyone can de-age, it's you.
Oh, I wish. I wish that the hair would come back. If I could de-age, I'd love the hair to come back. That'd be great. Like I could go for some interesting styles then. A bit limited to what I can do with the current affair. What can you do?
Sophie said I would give his head a rub.
Sophie, very kind of you.
There you go. Adam, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. We just had a raid from TK Adam. TKD Adam. Got that totally wrong. Hope you're very, very well. Hello, welcome in, Raiders. This is Tuesday Night Gaming Chat, where we talk about all the latest game news and reviews for the last 7 days. Big Jesse, good evening. Hope you're well. What have you been playing? What have you been playing?
I haven't actually had time to play a huge amount of stuff. I did fire up Elden Ring, because the DLC is obviously coming out.
Yes.
It's been a while since I played it, so I need to try and get back into it, because I think the new DLC is meant to be quite challenging. So I need to try and brush my skills up before I go into that. And I'm a fair bit rusty. I really couldn't remember half the bloody controls or the movements of the enemies to try and dodge properly. So I was getting my ass handed to me. So I need to spend a bit more time getting some practice in on that over the next couple of weeks before the DLC comes, or I ain't going to last 5 seconds in there.
Wow. Okay. Damn. See, now, I didn't get a lot of time to play games.
Mm-hmm.
Ironically, I went to Revival on Sunday. I did get to play some games there. I played that, what was it? Alien. Oh, the thing that was like an alien version of Golden Axe. We had the 3 characters with the guns and all the aliens that ate people. I can't remember what it's called now. Someone will be able to tell me. Played it from start to finish and finally finished it for the first time, because could never complete that on the Mega Drive. I want to say Altered Storm, but I think that's right. I also played Power Drift. Do you remember the thing where you're in the little buggies going across the funny things? It's like wooden.
Yeah, that does ring a bell.
That's more difficult than I remember, but that was good fun. And then I finally did get to play a game last night, which was the Alan Wake DLC, which just dropped out of nowhere on Friday.
Oh yes, I did play that as well. I forgot.
It's really good. We streamed it last night. We were supposed to play Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and I went, "Fuck it, I'm playing this instead." And we did all 3 chapters in less than 3 hours. They're about.
Oh, did you? I've done the first chapter. That was pretty good fun.
Okay. Oh, the first.
Doing the other 2.
I think the first chapter is the funnest because it's just total carnage.
Oh yeah.
I think the second one is cool because it's like a Control crossover without spoiling anything. And you need your puzzle thinking brain for it. And then the third one is just absolutely batshit crazy. And still, I don't know whether we got a good ending. Alien Storm. Thank you, iQuail. That was it. Alien Storm. They did. Alien Storm was the one I played. I've completely finished it. Mag, you're a nerd. Yes, and I love it. Flame, hello. How you doing? What did you finish the first one of the?
Yeah. I played the first. I was waiting around all Saturday for when it was releasing because they said it was out Saturday, but gave no time. So I just kept checking in like every so often, and eventually the update started. So play for the first chapter, which is good. As you say, good fun. Just a bit of a Mad Cat one, isn't it? Just get given a shotgun, loads of ammo, blast the shit out of everything that comes near you.
It's
really
great.
Enjoyed that.
Right. Danker says, and as I agree, the puzzle in the third chapter may get you lost. I know we got lost. We were trying to all work it out together. Sophie's been playing that sushi game, which dropped on Xbox Game Pass last week, which I might have a look at that. Manic says, I'm surprised Mag hasn't woken up with Panda Eyes after 3 hours of playing Alan Wake 2. I know we did it. Because I was streaming from 7:30 last night because we did the Ubisoft Direct live. And then I did Alan Wake 3 all the way through to about 12:30. So I was a bit...
Fair play.
There you go. Good, doing well. Yes, I'm still playing Neon Abyss. Jesse's playing. That's a good game. I like that. It doesn't matter if you got the best ending as long as it was a happy ending. Well, I don't think any of the endings in the Alan Wake... Well, actually, the first one is... I wouldn't say the other two are happy endings. There you go. There you go. I missed your introduction to you both. My apologies. Should we? So we're playing games. We'll play more games. I haven't got time to play games. I'm just too busy now. I talk about games and I never get to play any games.
That's the problem. I think I did watch more games stuff with all the shows over the weekend than I did actually play them. So
I've still got some showcases to watch. Tekken Dan, hello. How you doing, buddy? Hope you have an awesome Tuesday. Hope you are as well. I've got a long list of games that I put in the diary now going, right, we want to stream that. We're going to play that. Want to stream that. And I still haven't watched all the showcases.
There's some I just wasn't going to bother watching. I watched Summer Games Fest, the Xbox, skimmed the Ubisoft one. I know there was more, but I haven't.
I watched all of them. It was good. Says Light Footballers. I watched the Devolver, which I thought was okay. But at least we got a date for Angry Foot, which I was really happy about. Do you know what? It's kicking. I missed because IGN did free, and I missed some of the IGN ones. I noticed there's some really cool trailers, like stuff with Power Wash Simulator DLC, Goat Simulator 3 DLC. Missed all that until today. And then there's the PC gaming show, which I've watched half of. I watched Guerrilla Games Collective, which was cool. I was halfway through the oh my god, what was the other one I was halfway through? Day of the Devs. And then obviously I've still got Future Games Show and all that one. So there you go. Dan says, barely seen any of it, busy, relying on the show to keep me up to date. Well, we will. So the plan tonight is, before we bring our guest in, the plan for tonight is, it wasn't exactly a good week for games, right? Because normally I have a big pile of games to choose from, and me and Dave whittle it down, and we go, right, these are the 8 we're focusing on, and if there's games that are out, we'll give them extra mentions. So by Sunday night, there was one new game that was out. One, and that got shadow dropped on the Sunday. There was a game that got shelved over from the show last week because there was an embargo, which will be our first game. And there's 2 other games that did come out, which we finally got reviews for. The other 12 or 15 games that came out last week, no one has reviewed because everyone's been too bloody busy with Summer Games Fest, which is nuts. So what we're going to do is we are only going to do 4 games tonight. We're going to do the normal. We've got 5 news stories for you. But then we're going to do a recap of Summer Games Fest, and we're going to show all the videos in very quick synchronization of Summer Games Fest. And thank you, Gozzo, for sending me the link. The Xbox Showcase. And if anyone missed my live stream last night for the Ubisoft Showcase, and we're going to blast through the lot. So if you've missed it, you'll get to see all of it in one go. And that's what we're going to plan to do. Cool. So we're going to move on, and we are going to bring our guest in. This gentleman has been on the show many times. In fact, over the weekend, we were reminiscing about how this gentleman was on my very first show and how we actually met. Are we going to finish on time tonight? Right. I don't know, Amy. We might do. We might not. That's the fun of the stream. We'll see. We were reminiscing about this, and we actually figured it out. It took us about 24 hours, but we figured it out. These guys are supporting us for Timeless Gaming Convention. We will talk more about that. Jenny, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Greatly appreciate it. Exclamation sub to show your support for the channel. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Yes, Amy died. And not only that, I was very privileged to stand on the stage and help present their very first Debug U event as part of the Debug Awards back in February. Please welcome the man behind Debug, the whole organization and the magazine, is Mr. Daniel Crocker from Debug Magazine. Hello.
Evening.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
I'm good. How you doing?
Yeah, fantastic. It's great to be here.
Okay, guys. Hey, I remember that event. It was great. It was a
Yeah.
superb event.
I had a great time that day.
Yeah. There you go. Oh, Mr. Monaghan's in chat. Hello. Good evening. Sat with my laptop on, doing some Pixel Addict news pages, then saw Daniel's debug post and nips in. Hello, mate. It was good to see you on Sunday, by the way. There you go. Great to see you. Hello, look, hand signals. Hello. It's becoming a thing. It's becoming a thing.
It has become a thing. There's a lot of people that do it to me now.
Yeah, it's good. I think it's a good thing. As always, likewise. Hello, Daniel. Can't wait to see you at Knott's VG event. Yes, you're going to be at Knott's VG, aren't you?
Yeah, like 40 days away from now.
Yes,
it's pretty
nuts.
Yeah, it's that will fly past.
I know, it's going to be nuts. We have got Alex from Knott's VG on the show in July, just I think 2 weeks before the show. So he's going to be on the show. Ben from Bullion's here. Hello, ahoy, ahoy. Ellie, hello. One of our guests from a couple of weeks ago. Hello, Ellie. How are you? Great to see you. So for anyone who doesn't know, mods, if you do !debug, you can then link. Here's the latest edition of Debug Magazine. See, I had it primed and ready. Go check it out. This is their 5th issue. By far, the best indie game magazine out there. Full stop. And I'm not even biased. I am biased. But go check out the website. You can order back issues. I believe there's only 40 issues if issue 3 left or something. I saw on Twitter.
Less than 40 now, yeah.
Less than 40 now, right? Which was the Headbangers issue. On the cover,
yeah, that was really popular, that issue.
Yeah, I like that. But
people like pigeons.
Yeah, people like pigeons and headbanging. There you go. Amy's favourite cover. It was my favourite cover as well. Debug rules. This is like for bros. I liked it because it came with all the postcards of all the different iconic covers. So that was a good one. But yeah. So for those who don't know, it's the best magazine since Wireframe. There you go. That's a statement.
Yeah.
We'll stick with that. We'll take that.
Yeah, we're going to stick that on the back.
Yeah, stick it on that bit. There you go for issue 6. So for those who don't know what Debug Magazine is, do you want to just quickly explain? Because obviously it's only just been over a year you're about a year and 3 months now, aren't you? Into Debug. Yeah.
So we launched in April last year. We launched at the OLL Video Games Convention.
Yep.
Of which you were obviously there.
Yes. Yeah.
Great to hang out.
Yep.
In short, we're a print magazine, physical print, one of seemingly very few these days. And our focus is all on indie games. From the smallest to the biggest, but as long as it's indie, we'll cover it.
Yeah.
And we're 100 pages of quality design and content in a nutshell.
Yeah, I have to say it's one of the best looking gaming magazines I've seen in a long time. And
Thank you.
I'm not just saying that because of it. I think I know it's come a long way since issue 1, but even with issue 1, thank you for the alert, Jenny. It's come on. It's even better than it was, and it was great to start with. So I love it, and it's the fact that there's stuff that we talk about on this talk show week in, week out that appears in the magazine, and sometimes I'm like, oh, we talked about that a couple of weeks ago, but then when I get a copy of this, I'm like, oh, I've not heard of that one. Oh, I didn't know about that. Oh, that's coming out in a couple of months. So it's like we're almost where the magazine is kind of like in between where we are, which is great in that respect. Gozzo says, my question, Daniel, is will there be a new issue in the future about Nottingham Video Games event in the magazine?
That sounds like 2 questions.
Yes.
There will be another issue, and it's actually going to launch on the day of Knots.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So we'll have that there with us, and then we'll talk about Knots in the issue after that.
I was going to say, yeah, because if that's out that day, you're not going to be able to cover it. So we're probably looking at what the autumn issue that will cover it in, I guess.
Yeah, that'll be the October issue because we're quarterly. I should have mentioned that.
Yeah, it's quarterly magazine. Technically, this one is the April to June, so I class this as the spring issue.
Exactly. Yeah, we're quarterly, but we try to make more of an event of it. It's not a throwaway. It's very much like packed with, the highest quality stuff that's going to stand the test of time. So we don't fill it with news and filler like that. It's literally just all games.
Yeah, it's not filled with filler like this show is every week. Trust me, we do cram in some shit some weeks. But there you go. That's mostly the news stories. Oh, look, there's a new skin in Call of Duty. People find it interesting, so we'll stick it in. Ooh, wow. Great. Big Jesse says, I'm looking forward to the results in OL quiz when it finishes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so did I. It started in April of last year. And I think poor Daz and Daz is still there, isn't he? Hosting that quiz right now. Yeah. Yeah,
it's really scary to me that it's been that long, actually.
Yeah, I know. It is weird. That's over a year since that show. That is a bit freaky. Dan says, all killer, no filler. Fleabag, good evening. How are you, mate? Good evening, Mags. Hey to everyone in chat. Hope you're well. We are great. Great to have you here. Big Jesse says 100 games before you die quiz. Well, we are going to do the last ever 100 games before you die tonight. We've actually managed to get to the 100th one. Couldn't think of a better person to be with us on it. So let's hope he's played it. Otherwise, it's going to fuck the show royally. No pressure, Dan. This show has filler. I would have never known. Trust me. I make half of this stuff on the spot as we go. This means it's been a year since I met Jesse and Amy. It has been. It's been over a year since you met Jesse and Amy, Safe, which is crazy if you think about it. But anyway, we are going to talk more debug a little bit later on. Mr. Dave Johnson, hello. So
who was also there?
Yes, he was also there with Mr. Ashens. I wonder if we will get 23 good games. We shall see. I have a prediction for the last spot. And it was glorious, he says. And it was glorious. So there you go. We will be talking more debug a little bit later on. I took that picture of Dan meeting Mag in person and didn't know who Dan was. Oh, yeah, that's true. We'll have to get that sent to us again.
Is that one where I was handing Amy a magazine? Possibly,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think so. But we will talk more debug later on because debug are going to be doing something very exciting at Timeless.
Yes.
And we're not going to fully unveil it, but we're going to tease it just after 10 o'clock or so. But before we do that, should we crack on with the show?
I think we should, mate.
Well, before I do that, obviously, Dave brought it up. Where was it? Let's see. Mag didn't know who I was. He ignored me. I was going to ignore that comment, but I thought I'd bring it up anyway. Let's crack on. Thank you, Dan. Thank you for your permission for cracking on. This is our 171st show. And this is a Summer Games Fest special, folks, because literally there was only 4 games that come out that we could get reviews for. Everyone else couldn't be bothered to review anything. So we are going to cover 4 games, including Destiny 2, The Final Shape, which is apparently the last DLC in that. We've got the new mobile game, Star Wars Hunters. Return to Monkey Island lands on Apple Arcade. And we've got a game that Shadow dropped on Sunday. Plus, we've got all the latest news, 100 games to play before you die. And we are going to cover a montage of videos from Summer Games Fest, Xbox Showcase, and Ubisoft Showcase in case you missed the showcase. So there we go. So let's crack on with our first game this evening, which we wanted to speak about on last week's show, but they had a bloody embargo on it, so we couldn't talk about it. But we have it now. This is the last of this round of DLCs for Destiny 2. This is Destiny 2, The Final Shape, which came out last Tuesday. And this is on PC, PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S, and 1. Here is the trailer. Let us know your thoughts in the chat as we run this. Let's go. I had a dream
The witness nears the final shape.
It's reshaping reality into a perfect stillness. I'm done burying my friends.
It's the end of everything. Might as well try to stop it.
One last step. Together. Into the end.
This place.
It's hard to describe. An infection. Festering. You said it spoke to you.
The witness shows us what it thinks we want. It's a lie.
Light bearer. Let us lift the weight of suffering. Join us.
Zavala, please, don't do this.
Got everything. Why don't you from being honest and not running.
Keep moving!
Nobody makes my fate but me.
I had a dream.
So there you go, folks. That is Destiny 2, the final shape. Now, the DLC before this wasn't very well received, Dave. So the question is, have they managed to bring it back for the final one of this run of DLCs? It hasn't said it's the end of Destiny 2, but they said this is what concludes this set story.
Yeah, that's right. It's including the Light and the Darkness saga. So it's bringing that storyline. It's been going on for I think like 10 years now. Bringing that to a close. But I think there is still some stuff coming afterwards. There's still, I think, a few things sort of to show what happens after this.
Yeah,
to come later this year, and I think start of next year as well. And then whether they move to like proper Destiny 3 after that, we'll have to wait and see, because they obviously haven't made any announcements yet as to what they're planning to do. But this one, yeah, it is getting much better reviews from what I've seen compared to the previous one. I think they've sorted out the story in this one. Apparently, the narrative in the previous update wasn't particularly good, and I don't think they apparently did a very good job with the new sort of skill that you had with that one. I think you unlocked it a bit too late in the game. You didn't really get much chance to use it properly in the main storyline. But apparently with this one, the new prismatic ability that you get that quite early on, and you get to, I think, build it up as you're going through the main campaign, so you get to use it a lot more. So apparently that just generally works a lot better. But I think this is probably going to please the Destiny fans. But I think for anyone who hasn't played Destiny or dropped out of it years ago, it's probably going to be hard to even get back into it, or even drum the enthusiasm to try it, because you can't play the whole thing these days. They locks off a load of content unless you go and watch some YouTube videos. You'll be missing an absolute ton of the storyline. So I think this is really one for the fans of the series. Probably anyone new would have to wait for Destiny 3 for them to start like a proper full new storyline. But from what I've read, it's meant to be a decent finish for the fans.
Okay. All right. Dan, have you ever played any Destiny 2? Are you a Destiny fan, or are you kind of just going, this is what it is?
I'm judging based on the trailer, if I'm honest.
Yeah, you can do that. That's cool.
I've not played any of the Destiny games. To be honest, that's one of the best trailers I've seen this year. Using a Billie Eilish track as well, very clever.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Yeah, they've spent money on that trailer, right? Hopefully they've spent just as much, if not more, on the DLC itself.
Yeah.
No, it looks fantastic, to be honest. I've seen a lot of excitement for this, so I'm kind of expecting that it's going to have scored well.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll have to see. Anyone who's not seen this show before, we don't technically review the games. We scour the internet to get an average score across many platforms, and you might agree with it, you might not. And
Don't shoot the messenger.
what's that? Sorry.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Don't shoot the messenger. Yeah, it's not our fault. But you can have halves and whole numbers, anything from 0 to 10. Okay. And we've already got some scores in the chat. We've got a lot of scores in chat already. If you get the score right, we will give you a shout out in the chat. So let's go up here and let's start scrolling. So Manic reckons a 7. Mr. Johnson says an 8. Gozzo was going for a 9 or 9.5. Kylie said a 9.5, but I'm incredibly biased. Tune says an 8.5. Then Gozzo decided on a 9.5. Manic said an 8. Moggs says a 7. It's all Mag's fault. Feel free to abuse him. I don't give a shit. Flame said a 7. Iqual says, I didn't realize this was the end of the story arc. I was skeptical when they initially said they planned for Destiny to have a 10-year lifespan, but it looks like they pulled it off. Yes, they have. Get your scores in chat, as I say. Dave, what do you reckon it is?
No, I think it's probably done pretty well. I'm going to go for a 9.
Okay. Dan?
8.5.
8.5. So we've got a 9, we've got an 8.5. Iquail is going for an 8. And if we've got any more scores, get them in now, because this is your last chance. This is Destiny 2, the final shape and the final DLC in this story arc, which came out last Tuesday on PC, PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S, and 1. Dave says 8. Jesse saying a 9.5. And if there are no more scores, it did score highly. But I think Dave's point is that if you're not into it, you're not really going to be able to jump into this one anymore. And I think that's why it got an average of 8 out of 10.
Close.
So a little bit lower than what people are saying. Mr. Johnson got it right. Well done. Iquail, well done. You got it right. Manic, well done. You got that right. Congratulations. You all get shout outs. So, yeah, there you go. That's the first one done. Gozzo's like, what? No way. Yes, an 8 out of 10 on average. So there you go. I knew I was biased on this one, says Kylie. It's all right. You could be biased. I think my bias came through, said Dankert. Yeah, there you go. There you go. So, yeah, an 8 out of 10 on that one, folks. Let's move on to our next game. Now, this game also came out last Tuesday, but the reviews didn't really appear until over the weekend. This is technically a game that's been in early access / beta, but is now out on Nintendo Switch and mobile phones. And this, I didn't even know this existed until recently, literally a couple of weeks ago, is Star Wars Hunters. Let's have a look at this.
Welcome to Vespora, where Sith
And Jedi!
can fight side by side.
We're rivals, not elbows! And victory is in your hands!
Settle your grudge, or put it aside for the good of the squad.
Enemy's blood match! Allies the next!
The feed is live.
The crowd is fired up!
The show is about to begin. Are you ready?
So we go, folks. That is Star Wars Hunters, which is a mobile game that's also on Nintendo Switch out last Tuesday. I mean, the fact you got no actual gameplay there does worry me a little bit. So what is this?
Yeah, this is just free to play multiplayer arena shooter. I think it's meant to be set on a particular planet in the Star Wars universe that has an arena that's got loads of you know levels that are set in various recognizable places from like the Star Wars franchise, like the Death Star, pod racing on Tatooine, just lots of maps from places you'll recognize. I think it's meant to be okay as a multiplayer shooter. It's obviously made for the mobile market and then just thrown onto Switch, but I think it's meant to be okay from that point of view. Because it's free to play, it has got the usual monetization in there. I think it's generally cosmetics, but it's got the battle passes and all that sort of stuff. You can pay to unlock stuff if you want to. I think because it's mobile, it does that little nudge thing like after match. Oh, if you pay this, you could get that. So apparently, there's quite a lot of that stuff, which can be a bit bit too much in your face. It's trying to get you to do it. It's not subtle about it. So I mean, I think the Star Wars branding will probably help it. Get a good number of downloads. People that and think, I'll give it a go. And you can give it a go for free. It's not going to cost you anything, but there is the whole monetization bit there. If you really want to go down that route.
Yeah, I've not seen anyone play it. Funnily enough, our guest from a couple of weeks ago, Julian, who was on the show, based in Texas, he was going on about it on his show last night, and I was hoping he was going to play it, but he didn't. So I've not seen it. So there you go. We've got a couple of scores in. A lot of people saying like 5, maybe 6, maybe 7. Got a horrible feeling that because it's a mobile game, the score is going to be low. My personal score will be a 7, but honestly, it could be about a 5. A lot of people are going with that. Kylie says 6 parsecs. Love that. I guess I was wrong about it. DNA League of Legends style. Yeah, there you go. Moggs is saying a 6. iQual's saying 6.5. The dancing game, which iQual's just brought up, was part of Star Wars Connect, where they basically got you to do just dance, but in Star Wars, and they murdered I'm Han Solo, I'm Han Solo, I'm Han Solo. And they basically took modern songs and changed the words to Star Wars, and oh dear God, it was bad, but quite amusing. I'm not going to lie. iQual says 6.5. Flame says 6. 6 midichlorians. Midichlorians. I can't even pronounce it. Dan, your thoughts on this one?
I'm curious to know whether it started off as a Switch game and they thought, not that great, is it? Should we go mobile or the other way around?
I know it was out on like a mobile beta for quite a while, so I wonder if it
came out on Android quite a number of years ago in other countries.
Yeah,
it's just been delayed.
In that case, I stand corrected.
There you go.
Yeah, just seems a bit mediocre. No gameplay footage in that trailer is a bit of a red flag. Not every trailer needs to have gameplay footage.
Yeah.
But it's giving those vibes of it maybe not being the best game in the world.
Yeah. It's a bit,
but it's Star Wars, and Star Wars does bump up the rating a little bit.
Yeah, I think it should be all right. So we'll have to see. We've got quite a few scores in already. So get your scores in if you haven't already had a guess. You can win a shout.
Free to play, isn't it? Right?
It is free to play. Yeah. So Dan, we'll start with you. What do you reckon this got?
If I go with my gut instinct, 6.
Okay, 6 out of 10. Yeah. Dave, what say you?
I was thinking about the same as well. So I'll try a 6 as well.
A 6. Okay, Jesse's going with a 4, which is the lowest score we've had.
Yeah, I feel like I'm being generous with a 6, if I'm honest.
Interesting. Okay, folks, this is your last chance to score this. This is Star Wars Hunters, which came out last Tuesday on mobile phone and Nintendo Switch. Manic says I'll stick with the 7. And if there are no more guesses, I can tell you that this got quite a woeful score, and that woeful score was a 4.
Wow.
4 out of 10 on average.
I was being generous then.
You were. Well done, Jesse. You're the only one who got it right. So well done. And our usual guys, both Danker and Gozzo, are normally like bang on the money with these, right? And tonight it's like we've just absolutely thrown a curveball at them and they've just gone blah. So yeah, sorry guys. If our usual residents like, wow, lower than I thought. Yeah, it's not reviewed well at all. So Yeah, not good. So there you go. Well done, Jesse, for getting that right. Congratulations. He's like, yes. Let's talk a little bit of gaming news. Now, this news dropped while we were doing last week's show, so obviously we didn't fit it in, but I'm quite excited for this, I'll be honest. And it was announced that, there's been quite a few TV shows recently that have transferred well from video games. I mean, the Fallout series has been a massive hit. And the next one to come to Amazon in 2 lots of parts on October the 25th and November the 5th is the Like a Dragon Yakuza TV show. And it's not a cartoon, it's a live action TV series, which come along in 2 parts on Amazon Prime. And it's based on the very first game. Not all of the game, they've taken elements from it. But this looks really, really cool. So, I quite like the Yakuza games and the Like a Dragon games, as it's now been branded. So I guess the question is, do we think they could make this a good TV show? And if they do you think they could stretch this for nearly 8 or 9 games, 8 or 9 series, which would follow all the different games?
Well, yeah, they could do if they wanted to, couldn't they? Maybe they're just testing the waters with this first. If they're only doing, did you say they're doing a couple of episodes?
Yeah, so it's in 2 blocks for the first series. Yeah, but I don't know how many episodes are in each block yet.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess they test the waters with this one, see how it does. Yeah, see what the critics and the fans think, and then I mean, they've got tons of games they can pick storylines from, haven't they? So yeah, I don't see why they couldn't do more series if this one proves popular.
Yeah. Dan, you Like a Dragon / Yakuza fan?
I'm definitely a Yakuza fan. The Like a Dragon stuff I've not yet played because I am the guy that plays 1,000 games but nothing that anyone. Yeah. I'm cautiously optimistic though. I wasn't aware of that with this news.
Yeah.
I always wanted some live action Shenmue stuff, and this is kind of like the closest second to that.
It probably is. Yeah.
And it's Amazon. I assume it's an Amazon sort of like original, not just.
I don't know about that. I know it's coming to Amazon, but whether it's an Amazon original, I don't know. Like the Fallout thing.
Well, I suppose it depends who's making it, right?
Yeah.
If it's Amazon themselves, then it's likely to be pretty good.
We'll have to see.
But yeah, cautiously optimistic. Interesting choice of source material to make into a live action series.
I think if they've still got some of the drama and the weight, but can still have some of the funny stuff in it, they could probably pull it off. Possibly.
Did you cover the fact that there was a Minecraft animated series announced?
No, but it was also the talk that we talked about ages ago. There was Among Us animated series, which I think was actually properly announced this weekend.
Yes, it was. They did get shown on. I think it was Summer Game Fest, wasn't it?
Yes.
And Sloth came on, spoke about a couple of things and shared a trailer for that, which looks interesting.
It's hard to keep up with it all, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
There you go. The production companies. It's not Amazon themselves making this. So Amazon are basically.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for the Cooler World live action show. Some of the games are quite cinematic. It could work with good writing. I think it will.
Yeah.
But yeah, Among Us is another thing that got announced. But we had talked about that because that had been hinted at who was in it. There's a whole heap of names. But yeah, there you go. So stay tuned in the autumn. October the 25th is when the first half of the series will drop. And then literally a couple of weeks later on November the 5th. So you don't got to wait long. So if you binge watch it, so maybe it might be like 4 episodes and then 4 episodes. I don't know, but we'll have to see. But that will drop on Amazon Prime in the autumn. So there you go. Let's move on to our next game because we're going to get all the games out of the way first. I think we'll do that. This is a game that we've already talked about on the show, but something we haven't talked about very much is Apple Arcade. It's something we talked about. There was a Sonic Apple Arcade only game that we talked about just before Christmas. And there was a slew of Apple Arcade games that come out. One of them being Assassin's Creed Mirage. You can now play the most recent Assassin's Creed game on your mobile phone, your iPad. There was also a Smurfs platform game that came out. There was a Rabbids game that came out. And there was also this, but this is the only one out of the 4 games that come out that actually got reviews. And this came out last Thursday and is the amazing, because when we talked about it over a year ago, that's what it was, Return to Monkey Island. Now, I couldn't get the trailer for Apple Arcade because they didn't do one. So I'm just going to play the Switch trailer. Here goes.
Really? Guybrush!
So there you go, folks. That is the Return to Monkey Island, which is now part of Apple Arcade, and it's literally out on everything else. You can get it on Steam Deck, PC. I think it's still in Xbox Game Pass, PlayStation, but it's out on pretty much everything. But it's now landed on Apple Arcade. For those who don't know about it, Dave, tell us what this game actually is.
Yes, this is a classic 2D point-and-click adventure game. Now, I don't know if there's many people in the audience who remember the original Monkey Island games, but numbers 1 and 2 were made by Ron Gilbert. He left LucasArts after the second one, and then the series did carry on with some of the people making it. But this new one, he did manage to make this new one. So he's picking the story up from the end of Monkey Island 2 with this one. It's just continuing Guybrush's adventures. He's still trying to find the secret of Monkey Island. And on the way in this game, it's going for all the nostalgia. You're going to meet various characters you remember from the original games. Revisit locations as well that you've seen before, as well as new ones and new characters that are in there. And I really enjoyed it when I played it on the Xbox Game Pass last year, which is a really, really good game. And considering the style of game it will be a good fit for a touchscreen. That is perfect for these old style games. So it'll be very good on there.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good fit. Dan, did you get to try this out when it came out?
No, but I've played the originals. The first 2. I've been meaning to get this, actually. I was a little bit put off by the art style being a bit different.
It is a bit jarring, but you do kind of get used to it. And it grew on me in the end because I was a bit unsure about it to begin with.
But yeah, I'm definitely the point and click guy. I mean, as evidenced by the fact that we've got Broken Sword on the cover.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my jam right there. It's the slow paced sort of logic based approach.
I quite asked, was Monkey Island 100 games to play before you die? I can't actually remember. I think it was.
It should be.
It should be.
It should be.
Yeah. Amy wants you to say Amazon, Dan.
Amazon.
There you go.
I mean, you told me to say it in like Amazon.
Yeah. But you can say Amazon or Amazon.
Do I say it wrong?
I don't think there is one. You're saying it like the Amazon River.
Amazon.
Yeah. Or I can say Amazon, which is basically the way I say it, because that's just basically I've just ordered a parcel from Amazon.
But I do say Amazonian.
See, that's another. See, many depths to the way you can say that word. There you go. Jesse said he liked the way Dan says Amazon, and I wanted to see. So that was 2 minutes.
Something that he's remembered from like when I said the word Amazon years ago or something.
Oh, possibly, which is weird. Yeah. You say Amazon, I say Amazon. Let's call the whole thing off. There you go. So it was a compliment, says Big Jesse.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, yeah, thank you. I'll say it again. Amazon.
There you go. It's a new hello.
It is.
Yeah. Or you could say hello, Amazon. But no, let's not go. This is just a. Yeah. Anyway, so what do we reckon this got? Chat, get your scores in. Quite a few high scores coming in already. Tunesy, let's say Manic said a 7. Tunesy said an 8. Mog said a 7. Dank said an 8.5 because he's kind of going off what it got on the Switch. Gozzo says an 8.5. Kylie says going to sail the 7 C's on this. See what you did there. iQuell says, I'm thinking a point and click should translate well to touchscreen. I'm going for an 8.5. Big Jesse is fangirling for you, Dan, just to worry you. Flame says an 8. Dave, let's start with you. What do you reckon this has got? And I will look at this thing.
I'm going to go for an 8.5.
8.5. Okay, all right. We'll scour this. We'll see if I'm Monkey Island. Dan, what do you reckon this has got?
I think it's done very favourably. As iQuell says in the chat, point and clicks translate extremely well to touchscreens. I think 8.5.
8.5 as well. Okie dokie. Flame is saying an 8. Mr. Johnson says 8. And yes, it was featured in 100 Games to Play Before You Die. The first one was. So there you go. So it well deserved that it's in there. If there are any more guesses, this is the Return to Monkey Island, which is out last Thursday on Apple Arcade. And if there are no more scores, I'm going to tell you, and if you've been in the ads, welcome back. This got exactly the same score as the Nintendo Switch version. Got 8.5 out of 10. Oh, there you go. So can we get a shout out for Debug? Exclamation Debug in the chat. Plus, we got a number of other people. iQuail, well done for getting that right. Dave will come to you in a second. Gozzo, well done. Danker, well done. There's quite a few people that got that right. Well done, everyone that got it right. And do go follow all these people. And do go subscribe to Debug Magazine. There's the link. It's easy. Click on it. Get it.
I think that might be the first one I've got right.
Yeah, £7.50 with shipping. There you go. It's good. It's great. I need to get it on the Switch.
Not even with the 50p, just £10.
There you go. Easy. £7, £10. There you go.
Thick. It's a thick boy.
Thick. 100 pages, big boy.
100 pages, all killer, no filler.
Yeah. Unlike this show. Right, now, we normally do a different shout out for Dave, but because I have some special guests here, we're not going to do the usual shout out, so we're going to do something else. You ready, buddy? You ready for this?
Go for it, mate.
All right, okay. Ready, folks?
Mm-hmm.
Dave!
Very nice. I haven't seen Mojo probably for ages.
I know.
How's he doing?
He's doing all right. You doing all right, Moj?
Didn't expect that at all.
He was like, I was napping, but, he just woke me up.
Rudely awakened.
Really right. What did you think? Do you think Dave did well?
He doesn't look impressed.
He doesn't look impressed.
Not a Monkey Island fan.
There you go. Not a Monkey Island fan. He's like, you woke me up for that. He wasn't actually awake. He woke up. Poor Mojo. I know. Where's Pixie? Pixie's down here. If Dave gets the next one right, we'll bring up Pixie. If he doesn't get it right, we'll bring up Pixie on screen anyway. So there you go. But she's here. In fact, do you know what? Screw it.
Very cute.
Hello.
There you go. Hello, Sega Guru. How you doing? Dave should get them all right now. If he's wrong, he's right. Dave, you better get the next one.
Pixie up like that all nice. We can't see either.
Yeah, it's better. It's a better view, isn't it? But I don't know. We'll have both of them on screen if he gets the next one right. So there you go. Our next game and our last game in this weird way that we're doing this show tonight. This shadow dropped on Sunday night. This is out on Switch, PC, Xbox Series X and S, and this is called Kamaeru, a Frog Refuge. Let's have a look at this one. There you go. That is exactly what you see. It's saving frogs, isn't it, Dave? It looks like a cozy frog game.
Yeah, that's it. It's one of those cozy games, just chill, enjoy it really. Yeah. No conflict in there, no guns to shoot the frogs with, unfortunately, for some in the audience. Yeah, you've got to just treat them nicely. You've got to try and restore the wetlands to their former glory. Work with nature, get it looking nice again, and try and attract lots of different types of frogs, so you can take photos of them. You start a breeding program with them to make other ones, and ultimately you want to try and collect, I think, about 500 frogs in the game.
Right. Okay.
So you've got to try and get there's like 500 little buggers to collect. So it looks nice enough. I can't say it's for me. I need to stick with a bit more, blood and gore in there. But I'm sure that there's a massive audience for this cozy game, so tons of people are going to like it.
The chat, apart from one person in chat, everyone else fucking hates this. We riot. Good game. Oh, but I like with Battletoads. Yeah, it'd be Battletoads would be better. Oh my god, Dan, have you ever had to cover this? Is this featured in Debug magazine by any chance, or will feature in Debug magazine?
No. It's just something that it was Amy's comment about the trailer.
That was a fucking boring trailer. Yeah,
she's so blunt.
Yeah, to the point.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I don't disagree.
You watch that will be the front cover of the next issue of Debug magazine.
There's a lot of really good frog games out at the moment, actually.
Is it a new trend?
Oh, it is a big trend, yeah.
Frog games.
There's a shop opened up near me just recently that's just got like frogs. So it's like super it's super in trend. It's on what is it they used to say? It's on fleek.
Right, okay. Oh my god.
I don't think they say that anymore.
No. Hop around the
frog game train. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god. So Amy does like frogs. She just didn't like that trailer. I'd be hopping mad if I get this wrong. Well, we got some scores. Queeky, good evening. How you doing, buddy? Great to see you. I even made a frog fountain in Minecraft. She did actually make a frogs on fleek. Tune in every week. Timeless needs more frogs. Guess who guesses the wrong? This guy. I think they said that 3 months in 2017. 6. Shim is awesome. I'm looking forward to Shim. That's out next month in July. I hope to be streaming that. That is a game I've been... Do you know what? I've been waiting for it for about 2 years, and then it all went quiet, and I was like, oh, it's not going to get released. And then suddenly, about 2 months ago, boom, it's happening. I was like, thank God for that. Frog breeding, it's a thing. If this game does not get an average 8.5, I'm rioting. I think if everyone else doesn't get a 4 below it and a 4, people are going to be writing. Flame says a 7. He's a poet and he doesn't know it yet. I know. Thank you, Ali. So scores for this one. Dan, we'll start with you.
It's not my kind of game at all. I'll start off with that. I have to put my reviewer hat on, I guess.
Fair enough.
I'm going to go with like a 6.
Going for a 6. Sega Guru's in there with a 5.5. Flame with a 7. Yeah. We got an 8.5 with Manic. Good luck with that, mum. 6 from Queeky. 3 from Moggs. Jesus Christ. Have we got any other ones? 2 from Kylie. 6.5 from Gozzo. 6.5 from Danker. 4.5 from Dave. Talking to Dave's. Big Jess says 4.5, but talking to Dave's. Dave, what say you?
I'm going to try 6.5.
Okay, 6.5. iQuail says, I missed the trailer, but I'm not into cozy games, and the reaction seems quite negative. So I'm going right down the middle with a 5 out of 10. Folks, this is your last chance to get the scores in the chat. This is Kamaeru, a frog refuge, which shadow dropped on Sunday for Switch, PC, and Xbox Series X and S. So if you're a PlayStation fan, you've escaped. I shouldn't really say that. This woman's probably put a lot of love and attention into this game. Bless him. I can tell you, this did better than the Star Wars game, but still isn't quite as good as some of the other games we've had tonight. Did get a 6.5. So there you go. Well done, Dave. So we know what we're gonna have to do.
Yep.
They're
Your
back
dog's
as-
there.
We'll get the get your dogs out for the lads. That just sounds wrong, doesn't it? Show me your puppies. There we go. Oh dear. There you go. So congratulations. Oh my fucking god. Guess who has 2 thumbs and guessed it wrong just as he said it? This guy. Hey Queeky. Well done, Dave. So let's give you a shout out. Well done to everyone else who said 6.5. Ellie's like face pump. So double-handed dogs. 1. Mojo. 2. This is the Dave Appreciation Society. Do you appreciate Dave?
I hope they do.
They look so excited.
They're so excited
Thrilled
to
to
be
be
on the
here.
show. They're
They
just
don't
like,
know who they're in the presence of, do they?
no. They're just like, will you please fuck off? But I will put, there you go, Moj. You can go back down. We won't disturb you again. But again, just for the tongue.
Yeah. Always worth it for the tongue.
There you go, little girl. There we go. There you go, folks. So that is all our reviews tonight because I said it's not the end of the show, but there wasn't that many games that we could actually cover. But we are going to cover some more news stories and other stuff. Now, moving on, our next news story. This is, take this with a pinch of salt, a little bit. We have been told that Microsoft are, and this bit's actually true, going to be doing a complete remaster of Halo Combat Evolved. Not exactly my favorite game. They did do a remaster, but here's the reason why. So they did do a remaster quite some time ago, and people said it was one of the best things that it did, and it was the first time you had a game that you could jump between the graphics, the original and the new. But the reason they are doing this, they've literally only started working on it. So it's going to be probably a year or 2 before we even see this. But the reason they might be doing it is because they want to get the game out, and this is official, to PlayStation, because Microsoft want to get more of their titles on PlayStation. Now, they have stated this is something they do want to get onto PlayStation, but they've also stated that they're not going to do that with Gears of War, which I thought was interesting. So they have no intention of putting the Gears of War games on PlayStation. So yeah, so it's a big thing. There you go. Let's just make up some
surprised
stuff.
if that was actually true, though, that they're going to put it on there. I know there's rumours that Microsoft say like everything's kind of like up for grabs to go over to like PlayStation. Let's go multi-platform, but like Halo's just, you know, the iconic Xbox franchise, isn't it? Really, it'd just be so strange for them to put that onto, you know, the main competitor. I know they'll probably get, you know, shitloads more sales on there, but it is their main franchise. Is what launched the console. It's what convinced me to buy the original Xbox.
Yeah,
Can't really imagine them putting it on, you know, PlayStation.
Yeah.
If they do, they do, but it just seems like a strange thing to do.
They've obviously worked out that it's worth doing.
yeah. But so far, they've only put 4 games out from Microsoft onto PlayStation, with the biggest hit of the 4 being Sea of Thieves. I'm not a big fan about Halo, so I don't really care about it. But I can't see this doing any harm, and I think it would be quite good for people who've never managed to play Halo on it. So there you go.
Yeah.
Gosler says, I think PlayStation needs to bring back games like Resistance series with online matches on the PlayStation will be nice. There you go. You never know. They might do it. I didn't see mainline Hero, Gears or Forza going to PlayStation. No, it might be one of those things. They did make a statement saying Gears ain't coming to PlayStation anytime soon. But they could always change their minds and do a remaster, another remaster of the original Gears of War. We'll talk more Gears of War later. Let's talk about Timeless before we do 100 games to play before you die. Folks, we unveiled some new stuff for Timeless Game Convention last night, and we're unveiling something else because we're now going to start, because we're ramping up, because we're literally in a couple of days' time, we are 2 months away from Timeless Gaming. So we are literally going to be doing 2 announcements a week. And we got a doozy of a one tomorrow night. So tune in to my stream tomorrow night to see another big announcement. And we just signed a really cool contract for a really big announcement next week. So that's going to absolutely smash the pants off everyone. But I can't say what that is yet. But if you don't know what the frig we're on about, check this out, because we are going to kind of give you a little tease of something that's coming up at Timeless, courtesy of Debug, after this. Yes. Oh my God. 64 days to go until Timeless. And we have announced so much and we've still got loads to announce. It's ridiculous. Obviously, we did the announcement last week, which was an announcement that Mr. Jason from the Gadget Show is going to be our opening keynote speaker. He announced it on his own show. We haven't even announced it, but he's announced it. So it's happening. We played the clip last week, which is really, really cool. And last night, if you didn't know, we announced a brand new exhibitor for Timeless Gaming Convention, which, if I scroll all the way to here, was our first ever pixel artist, which is Rachel Cunningham. She's a fantastic pixel artist. She will be selling stickers, pixel art, mouse mats. That's Rachel there. She's based in Bury, so she lives around the corner from Arcade Club. Hello, Games Guru. How you doing, buddy? So she's got all this sort of stuff. Go check out her shop. Streets of Rage. I love that one. Streets of Rage, but she does Mario stuff. There's Zelda. There's Pokemon. There's loads of stuff. Go check out her store and her stickers and stuff. And she will be at the show.
I'm into that.
It's well good. I'm well chuffed that we got Rachel. So she will be joining us. Yeah, she's a good artist. She's been doing this since 2019 as well. So go check it out. She's got high quality art prints and loads of other stuff, stickers and more. Let's go check it out. So there's lots of exciting stuff coming as well. We have got a big announcement tomorrow night because we are going to be announcing another partner for the show and what they're going to bring to the show. But I'm not going to really say much about that. What we are going to talk about, obviously, is the fact that we are going to see something, because obviously it's talking of partners. It's not been a secret that we have a number of partners. We have the team from the Gamer Guide. We have our charity partner this year. We brought back Everyone Can, and the team from Geek Retreat, Berry, doing the tabletop and board game and card game area. But returning for their second year, we have Debug, who will have, and this is without giving anything away because we will announce stuff very soon, is that Debug will have a bigger indie game area than last year. Last year they had, about 10 games that they showcased in the indie game area. This year, the indie game area will be in the main room where the main stage is, and we'll have up to 18 brand new indie games, some of them which have never been at any other show before. Okay, so we can say that, which is really cool. We will have a sprinkling of devs who will actually be there at the show, but we're not going to unveil who they are. And the team from Debug, I'm assuming Dan, Alex, who's in chat, possibly some of us, will also be on stage for a 45-minute talk where there will be a number of games showcased live on stage. And that's all I'm allowed to legally say, because I'll get in trouble with a lot of people. Is there anything?
There will be consequences.
There will be consequences. So we will unveil more stuff as it happens. But this is really cool because this is going to be the biggest indie game area. Yeah, mainly Amy. Yeah, she'll absolutely kick me in the bollocks. But this is the biggest indie game area that we have ever had. Keep it secret for now. It's a secret. Don't worry. We're unveiling new partners literally tomorrow. And then we've got a really big kick-ass announcement next week, which again, can't say. But I know the team are excited for it. I can't even spell consequences. That is true. So, folks, if you want to get your tickets...
I want to talk so much, but we've got to keep some surprises, right?
Oh, exactly. And we've got more guests to announce. We've got more legends to announce. We've got more competitions to announce. We've got more guest hosts to announce. Christ, what else? We might have even more exhibitors. I can't remember. There's a lot we still haven't announced, and we're going to start doubling up the announcements. Hello, Andrew. How are you doing? Good to see you. He says, I can't wait for Timeless. Be good to see you. We are selling standard tickets, which basically include all that, the Q&As, the competitions, the Debug indie game area, the tabletop gaming area, and a whole heap of stuff for £20, plus playing over 400 games, classic, retro, new on consoles, air hockey, pinball machines, the lot. And the venue has been extended and it's been extended again. I'm going down to see it again next week, so I get to see all the new building work that they literally just started last week. So even though we said the venue got extended, it got extended again, which is going to be insane. So if you haven't been there since the last Timeless, there's a lot that's changed. You can go do all that for 20 quid for a standard ticket, gets you in at 11 a.m. Discounts for group bookings or more, 5 or more on standard tickets, you get a 10% discount. Also, if you want a bit of a VIP experience, we do a VIP ticket for 50 quid, which gets you a goodie bag, which will have over 50 quid's worth of free stuff. And I think we can announce this bit. One of the items that's going to be in the bag is going to be a copy of Debug magazine. So that will be included, just like they did last year.
Yeah.
So thank you to Dan and all the team. You will get a nice little copy of Debug magazine in your goodie bag. Plus, you can get 10% off all merch. And we did unveil our limited edition merch as well, which I'll show off in a minute. And you get a free lunch voucher. And you get in 1 hour earlier. And you can get jump right to the queue of the competitions that we've announced. And so far, we've got the Tekken 8 competition. We've got the Bullion competition. We've got the official Just Dance 2024 competition, which is actually backed by Ubisoft. And we've actually got people that actually feature in the game. MZ Lee, who was on this show, features in the game, and she will be hosting that competition. We have other competitions to announce as well. We do a family ticket, 2 adults, 2 kids, 50 quid. Saves you a tenner. Kids under 5 go free. And if you don't want a family ticket, but you want to bring a child alone, it's just an extra £10 for a standard child's ticket. So it will save you 20 quid from buying a family ticket. We have a ton of people that you can get 15% off all these tickets. Some of them are in the chat right now. Obviously, Jesse and Mr. Paul Newton from Newton's Nuggets, Atomic Moonchild, Pete and Kylie from Rapid Reviews. Who else is lurking in the chat? Ellie in Exile's here. You can get 15% off. Lisa Paranorma's in chat as well. All these wonderful people, you can get 15% off the tickets. All of that, get your discount. And I'm going to state this now. We have nearly sold out of VIP tickets. And we are literally going to put a cut-off date of the 14th of July. So you've nearly just got over a month to get your VIP tickets. Because after the 14th of July, gone. And we will be announcing all the stuff that's going to VIP bags. So it's not just the amazing Into the Spider-Verse figurines that we've got and a copy of Debug magazine. There is more stuff. We're going to be unveiling one of the other things tomorrow night. And there's a lot of things next week. So it's going to be pretty cool. So there you go. And don't forget, you can get your Timeless merch and pick it up. We've got all the merch that we had last year, plus our limited edition 2024 merch, which you see there. And that will only be available up to a couple of weeks after the show finishes. So if you want to order it now and collect at the show. Don't wait until like October, because this stuff ain't going to be here. It will be gone. So there you go. So plenty of reasons to get your tickets. Dan, do you want to say anything else
regarding what we're doing or the event?
Yeah, without giving away anything.
I mean, you've pretty much said everything that we're allowed to say. We're doing, big indie thing, some stagey type things, 18 games, maybe even more. Who knows?
Yeah.
They're all great. There's a few that haven't been exhibited anywhere else. I'm going to be there if you want to come and say hi. In fact, you should definitely do that.
You should definitely come and say hi to all the Debug team.
Yeah. And I'm going to try and watch as much of the awesome stage content as I possibly can, because I didn't get much chance to last time.
No.
But yeah, this time I'm gonna.
Well, luckily you're in the same room, which makes it a lot easier now. So you can watch all of it.
Should be a lot easier.
Yeah, you can watch Jason Bradbury riding around on his little hoverboard.
He does do that.
He does do that, and he said he's threatened to do that to us. So we're like, okay, cool. That's happening. It's a thing. So there you go. For more details, keep checking the website. It's been updated. Literally 2 announcements every week now, all the way up to the show, because we've got so much stuff to announce. It's getting ridiculous. So there you go. Let's move on, folks. Let's do 100 games you should play before you die. And this is the last episode. And then me and Amy are going to have to come up with something better than this. And let's face it, this was scraping the barrel.
How can you get better than this?
I mean, I know this is quality content right here.
That's it. Yeah, A+.
So we have got this wonderful thing that we got from one of those gadget shops. No expense was spared. Literally, no expense was spared. 100 games that you should play allegedly. And we've had such bangers recently, like Crash Bandicoot 2, Wipeout, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Tomb Raider, Time Crisis 2, Donkey Kong Country 2, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Last of Us, Super Smash Bros. Melee, House of the Dead 2, Uncharted 2, Space Invaders, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and Super Mario World, to name but a few. We have one last game. One last game. Will there be a live version of Sing Mode? Don't know. There might be a live version of me dancing around like a twat mode at Timeless, but we shall see. Amy wanted to pull this months ago. Well, you're happy because it's the end. We need to think of another feature. So we've got a meeting due, so we need to sort it. So neither my guest or Dave knows what this is, but we're going to play the trailer. And you basically have to say yes or no if you have played this game. Here is the last and the 100th game that you should play before you die, allegedly. What the fuck? Did Tunes see this? Well, that's sport the fucking thing, isn't it?
How? By choosing your own path. You have held WWE Championship Gold. You have taken on the best of the best. You have fought the toughest matches of your life. But sometimes you need a little help from your friends. Tag teams explode onto WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 with momentum-shifting hot tags. Explosive double teams. Online tag team. The first ever cooperative storyline and bone-crunching tag team finishers. Achieve greatness together. WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. Oh, yeah.
I want to know how Tunes guessed that. Tunes, you're going to have to tell us how you saw that. Or did you somehow, with amazing vision, see the bottom of that? Because I don't know how anyone could see the bottom of that.
Yeah, I still can't even see it.
It must just be psychic.
Yeah, so
or he's got the same poster.
Yeah, but, yeah, he might have actually, mightn't he? There you go. So what I'm going to say is, with this one, it doesn't state what year. Now we had this with last week with Football Manager. So I may have bought a Secret Santa poster. Oh, there you go. So he knows. So anyone who's played any of the WWE SmackDowns, this will count. So, Dave, have you?
No, never played any of them, mate. Got no interest in wrestling, I'm afraid. So.
I haven't either. And I've not, well, I like wrestling, but I have not played this whatsoever. So there you go. Andrew's suggestion for what we're going to do for a future thing. I'm just like, oh my God, that's just going to be so wrong. Dan, have you?
I played one on, does WWF count?
No. It has to be WWE SmackDown.
Because there was WWF SmackDown.
Yeah.
Before they changed, because it's the same organization, they just changed the name.
It is. But there was a number of games that were WWE SmackDown. So that's what I'm going for.
Yeah. Like you guys, wrestling is not my thing, really.
Okay.
I know there's a bunch of people in chat that are gonna be disappointed in me for that, but yeah.
There you go. The games ran from 1997 to 2008. So there you go. It started as WWF SmackDown. There you go. And it changed. I played WWF on Mega Drive, never WWE.
I have played WWF SmackDown.
Yeah. Here Comes the Pain SmackDown game was great from 2004-ish. There's quite a few people that have played it. But then there's quite a few. Fleabag has, Kylie has, iQuail. But a lot of people haven't. Ellie, Dan haven't.
That's the one to scratch it off.
Manic says yes. Ben says no. Gozzo says yes. I think this is fairly. Tune says yes. I think this is kind of 50-50. So I'm going to scratch this one off, I think. because let's face it, we've had some ones that we haven't been able to do. So, what do we reckon is? Oh God, if I can scratch this off. What do we reckon?
Wrestling belt or a ring? One of the rings.
Probably. I'm trying to scratch it off and I can't see a bloody thing on it.
You've had this poster too long, mate. It's falling apart.
It is. It's falling apart. Can I even make that out? Last one. Last go. This is riveting stuff. If anyone knows what's a good chemical to use to get rid of this stuff, it doesn't scratch off, let me know and I will literally pour it over this poster. I have no idea what it is, but it's scratched off. Ember, hello. How you doing? All right. What was it?
Nail polish remover.
Nail polish remover. That'll work. Well, we'll do that and we'll clean up this poster and then it can be framed. But there you go. Few that haven't been scratched off, but we want them to be scratched off. We got 3 left that have never been scratched off. Ratchet and Clank up your arsenal, Dan.
No.
Damn it.
Sorry.
Total War Shogun 2.
Yes.
Nice. Anyone else in chat played that? Let us know because that seems to get scratched off. And then the one that seems to be screwing us totally, Quest 64. Dan's looking.
Quest 64. Quest. Technically, yes.
Okay. I think we can get that scratched off because we have
I'll give you a technically yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Shogun, I've got a like a sealed box copy of that somewhere.
This one's actually working. It's actually the face of the character from the game. So we finally, after all these weeks, scratched off Quest 64. We've just got 2 left. Total War Shogun 2 and Ratchet and Clank up your arsenal. So there you go.
Just scratch them off, mate. You're not going to do it again.
Well, we will. We'll keep bringing this. Games Mistress play question on. Yeah, she mentioned she played it. So that was good. Quite a few. So we've done that. We've only got 2 left. But we will come back to this very briefly each week until those last 2 games so that we can hang this on the wall and say, yes, these are allegedly 100 games you should play before you die.
Is it cheating if I go and play them and then come back?
No. No, you can come back and say it.
Yeah.
There you go. Right, folks, moving swiftly on. We mentioned it was Summer Games Fest. And there's been a number of showcases. And for anyone who's not seen it, don't worry, we've got you covered. We're going to play 3 lots of showcases for you. We're going to cover everything on Summer Games Fest in less than 12 minutes, everything from the Xbox Showcase in less than 12 minutes, and everything from last night's Ubisoft Showcase in 9 minutes. And this is how we're going to do it. We're going to literally play some stuff. Mag, check message at some point. Right, I will do that. So we're going to start with the Summer Games Fest. We will talk through it. Do we want this with audio on or not audio? I could probably turn the audio down, but
Turn it down in the background, see how that goes.
All right, let's do that. So we are going to play this. I'm going to knock this down a bit. And this is everything from Summer Games Fest that was announced, and we'll just talk through it. So let's hit that.
That is a monkey.
So here we go.
Oh, that
so
was
this
the
was
new Quidditch one.
Yeah, which I was a bit like, Quidditch. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice to actually see some gameplay, see if it'd be a good game or not. I can't tell from
the
cinematics. Old Power Rangers.
Power Rangers, which looks good because it's like the Turtles, Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah,
and
it
also,
could be good fun.
Toxic Crusaders also got announced as well on another thing. That looks cool. The Lego
Horizon.
Which I find weird when, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't really see it either. It just seems a bit of an odd fit, but I don't know. The Lego games are popular, so you never know. Might do well.
The new update for Power World.
Study the past.
Yes.
If you would define the future.
Looks exactly like Shredder's Revenge. It does. And if you see the Toxic Crusaders game as well, it looks the same. The new Civilization game. This looks
quite cool.
Yeah, this rock climbing.
Yeah, it's more of a sort of survival rock climbing one.
Yeah.
So I think you like manage your stamina and your of food you take with you. It could be quite cool.
That looked really good. That was probably one of the ones I did like.
Yeah.
Hyperlight Breaker. This was that mech
this-
game.
Yeah, new multiplayer mech game.
Mecha Break. I mean, there were some big name games, but I did feel that this wasn't the best showcase compared to others.
No, there was plenty. There were more smaller games that I saw that I preferred the look of. Yeah, some of the big AAA stuff. It's just all kind of looking the same, like stuff I've played many times before. So just look at some of the smaller games.
Very dark, isn't it?
Different experiences.
Yeah. Black Hawk Down, part of the Delta Force. They brought in story mode, which does look quite cool.
Yeah, it looks nice enough. I think it's a remake of an older game.
Yeah. Power Rangers, Icos says Power Rangers was probably the surprise game. Street Fighter 6 Season 2. There it is, and Fatal Fury. There you go.
Oh, this was Monster Hunter, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was a lot. This was like the penultimate game of the night. A lot of people went mad for that. Monster Hunter Wilds.
Oh, it's a massive series, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah. This wasn't this the Valorant update?
Yeah, well, it's coming to consoles. I didn't actually realise it wasn't on consoles, to be quite honest.
No, it's been purely a
coming
PC
to
thing.
Yeah, so it's coming to consoles. I get another, hero multiplayer shooter.
Yeah.
Meant to be pretty good though.
Yeah, the Alan Wake,
Oh, the Alan Wake
DLCs that we played last night, which were great.
Yeah, I was hoping they'd show something with this at the show, and it was great that it was coming out the next day as well.
I know, yeah. Can't wait for the next one now in November. This looked messed up.
Oh, this is something from Blumhouse, wasn't it? This is part
Yes.
of their...
So Blumhouse have
so-
announced that they are now making horror games. And
Yeah, they showed about 5 different games, didn't
yeah,
they?
and these are all the games from Blumhouse Game Studios.
It looks like they got a good mix of games, actually. It's not just what you'd expect from them. It's like a lot of different types of game.
I like the fact there's a cozy horror game. I'm a little bit done with zombie games, so this wasn't really doing anything for me. But
Well, yeah, it's not like we haven't had a few zombie games in the past, is it?
yeah,
I mean, it looks reasonable enough for what it is, but yeah, as you say, somewhat overdone.
just sent you a pic of me playing Ratchet & Clank 3. Scratch that one off now. We need a few more people, but we'll do it. Oh, this I quite like the look of. Slitterhead. It seems quite intriguing.
I think it's from one of the original creators of Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Got a good pedigree behind it, and yeah.
If I can find out more.
Use different abilities.
Yeah, and the fact you can warp and jump. So it does remind me of a couple of other games, but that did catch my attention, that one.
Oh, and this is the Batman Arkham game that's coming to the Quest 3 headset.
Yeah, the VR thing.
Yeah, which could be good. I'm looking forward to seeing some actual gameplay of it, but they could do something really good in VR with this.
And the degree of horror is also very some like full bone scares to those. Stomach jump. Yeah, Star Wars Outlaws, which we'll show a bit more of in a bit.
Yeah, which I do think looks nice, but I'm still waiting to see a bit more of what the actual open world stuff is like itself. See what sorts of things you've got to do there.
Oh, cheers, Manic. Thank you for that.
Oh, this is Black Pith Wukong, I think, this bit.
Yes, we'll talk about that in a minute, actually.
Which does look good, but that was just a cinematic, wasn't it? Not showing any new gameplay.
Which is weird because it's out in August.
Yeah.
Now, will Batman be locked for years on Quest or timed exclusive so it comes to PS VR2 and Steam VR. We all have to see.
I think Meta are funding that one, but it should really go to the VR headsets because I don't think it's a good idea making stuff too niche on just one headset. Cause it's already a niche platform.
This is the new Doom game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's meant to be an MMO.
Yeah,
it's meant to be like all sort of what if storylines if like
can see that
trainees
doing
never
well.
existed.
That was the update from the New World game that Amazon brought out, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Oh, and this looks pretty cool.
Space Marine 2. Yeah.
Just plain good fun.
That was in our top 50 games to look out for this year, wasn't it? So that's out September now. We've finally got a date. This did look quite cool, but then again, I was like, oh, it's more Dark Souls-esque. And
yeah,
we're just getting a little bit
more Sekiro maybe than playing Dark Souls. It looks a very sort of fast-paced combat, but it looks really quite cool. I think they showed it off last year, didn't they? And it got a lot of interest for the trailer then. I think it still looks pretty good here. Be interested to try some of it.
Yeah, and Blade Zero. Yeah, we find out more at Gamescom in August, apparently. I remember that Defiance TV show. Gameplay's like God of War. Yeah, it is. Phantom Zero.
Oh, this is that weird looking game Capcom are bringing out, isn't it? I forget the name of it, but it definitely looks a bit of an odd one.
Kinjitsu Gami, Path of the Goddess. It's out next month.
Oh, and this kind of looks a bit like a Braveheart, the video game.
Yeah. Tears of Metal.
Quite cool, though.
This is made by the people that did Gris.
I like this. This looks really cool. This is one that caught my attention as well. It's a gorgeous art style it's gone for. So it's definitely something I want to play when it comes out.
I like Gris as well, so I could see how this is very similar to it, the way the character runs as well.
I'm meant to be in the arena.
This is interesting because it looks like a cozy farm thing, but then looks like it's messed up. Like you make tea, but then there's like this weird undertone to it. So this looked cool as well. And if Planet Alana was in my top 5 games last year, this.
Oh yeah, this was Deer and Boy. Again, this is one that grabbed my attention as well. I do like some of these side scrollers, sort of atmospheric side scrollers. They're really, really good.
Unknown 9 Awakening, which we've actually got to see some gameplay of. I still don't know what to make of that game yet. They've been building that up over the last couple of years.
And I think this was the new one from the people behind Persona, isn't it?
Yes.
That's just an anime.
Yeah.
That was it. Metaphor.
And this was a weird trailer. It was quite funny. But then basically alluded to the fact that Skate is still a thing.
Yeah, they're still plugging away at it. It's coming for, I think, a console playtest later in the year. I think you haven't had to playtest it on PC for quite some time.
This is the new game made by the people that did Choo Choo Charles. Which is you basically team up with people and try and escape from a prison in loads of crazy ways. And you can backstab your teammates.
Quite a departure from Choo Choo Charles.
It is a massive departure. Cuff bust. It was just one person. Yeah, season 3 of the finals we saw. Just one person. Yes, it is. And this new game is again just one person making Cuff bust. So I'm intrigued to see what that's like.
Oh, this is more Dragon Ball.
Yeah. I remember Evolve. It was a huge flop.
Oh,
but
yeah.
The service stayed online. Oh, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
This looks really nice.
Yeah, I got an email
a
from
really
Deep.
good one.
Yeah, I got an email from Deep Silver straight after the showcase saying,
Oh,
would you want to cover this? But it's not really my thing.
Mhm.
I'm an R-ing about it. But we'll see. There was a few games that dropped and got announced that I've already had emails about, which is cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, Fatal Fury. That was more stuff for Honkai Star Rail. This was new. Well, the remake of the two Sonic games, isn't it? In the package.
Yeah, that's right. It's Sonic X Shadows Generations, I think.
Yeah.
It was.
There you go. Out October.
Hmm.
This was the Street Fighter 6 stuff.
Yeah, I think they're bringing some of the Fatal Fury characters over, aren't they?
Yeah. And Bison turns up as well.
Mhm.
Here's the Among Us TV show that'll be coming out. And as you said earlier, also,
That's gonna be weird.
that is everything. So let's just have anything that really stood out, and then we'll move on to a bit of gaming news because we will talk about Wukong in a minute. But Dave,
for me-
anything that really stood out?
Yeah, for me, it was the sort of the smaller stuff, probably what you class as like the double A stuff, quite honestly. The stuff like Cairn, that climbing one.
Yeah.
Really interesting. That Deer and Boy. That Never. That had absolutely gorgeous art style.
Yeah.
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 I look at like the AAA stuff that's showing there, and it just looks okay. I think I've got to get to the point. I play so many games. A lot of these things are starting to bleed into one and just look exactly the same. It's like, I've already played it. Yeah, it's another first-person shooter or another, third-person action adventure. So for me, it's like the smaller stuff that's grabbing my interest at the moment.
Definitely.
Anything for you, Dan, that grabbed your interest?
I wrote down Neither or Never as well.
Yeah.
I thought that is right up my street, and it's the kind of thing we need to be covering. So yeah, that was the highlight for me. The new game from Choo Choo Charles creator definitely looks kind of interesting.
I think it'd be a lot of fun. I think
it's a sort of multiplayer experience, which seems to have come back because I feel like we moved away from that a lot.
Yeah,
in the sort of like N64 and PlayStation sort of era, it was all about multiplayer. Every game had to have some sort of multiplayer element, and we've kind of gone more towards single player campaigns to the point where I believe some of the more recent Halo games have actually like removed split screen and whatnot.
Yeah, they didn't have it in the latest one.
Yeah,
no. So moving back towards socializing with people.
We'll see. Okay, cool. Well, overall, I thought the showcase was okay. I think there's been better Summer Game Fests. So we'll see how we go. But one game that was interesting that we saw there that was announced, and this is a bit of gaming news, was Black Myth Wukong. And it was interesting because they announced their physical edition, their collector's edition, etc. But there's a problem with it. And they've had to make a statement, which was, when you buy the collector's edition or physical edition of the game, you're not actually going to get a disc. You're going to get a game code. So you're buying a physical game that does not have a disc. Now, I found this really weird. They have basically said they were doing this because they didn't have the resources. This is the first time that this game company has done a big console game, and they haven't got the resources to do it. It's their first ever console release, but they hope at a later date that they will do a physical release. Now, obviously, we saw the Alan Wake 2 DLC, and Sam Lake came on stage and said, in the anniversary, the first year anniversary of Alan Wake 2, you will be able to buy physical editions of Alan Wake 2. I'm not going to lie. I already own that game on the thingy. I'm very tempted to buy a physical copy so that I've got it. And it might be the first game that I ever buy, both on digital and thingy, because I love that game so much. But I did find it a bit weird that they're doing a physical edition, but not putting a game in. Why not just do what Remedy did and go, it's online only, and if it sells well, we'll do a physical edition 6-12 months down the line. I find this really weird.
It's not like it even costs that much to add a disc.
Yeah, but they're claiming it does for them.
I think it's all the logistics behind it, isn't it? Yeah, manufacturing the discs, getting it, sent out globally. I think it's stuff like that. They say that they've got issues with at the moment because I think they're fairly
just
new
do a
to working
pre-order.
the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they probably will
pre-order.
eventually get around to doing the physicals. It's just not there on day one.
So you
Which is
will.
a bit of a shame.
There's like stuff that you get like maps and figurines in the collector's editions. You're going to get all that really cool stuff, which is going to cost an absolute packet, but you still don't get a game. And I'm like, I feel a bit cheated.
Yeah.
So yeah.
When you first put it in the document, I wondered whether it was just to cover off the fact that not everyone has a console with a disc drive these days. So if someone's digital only and they do still want the physical edition, so the collector's edition with all the other little bits and pieces, well, they haven't got like a useless disc that they can't use.
Yeah.
But but as they say, it's just logistically they just can't do it in time,
which is a bit of an odd one. But there you go. I'm going to move on to another bit of news because if I do this after this next showcase, it's not going to make sense. But Manic was saying, "Oh, has anyone seen the trailer for the new Gears of War?" And yes, at the Xbox Showcase on Sunday night, a brand new Gears of War game came out. But it's not what everyone was expecting. But in my opinion only, this is kind of better because I didn't want a Gears of War 6 because I thought first 3 Gears of War games, great. Gears of War 4, not so good. Gears of War 5, better, but still not great. But what we are getting is a prequel, which is Gears of War E-Day, which will be out on Xbox Series X, S, and PC. No date as yet. But it will be the origin story of how it all started and the origin story of Marcus Phoenix. This, to me, is a better thing for a Gears game than basically knocking out Gears 6. I want chat's opinion and I want Dan and Dave's opinion because me and Dave have played Gears of War for donkeys together. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We've played the first 3 co-op, didn't we? That was good fun. Thoroughly enjoyed that. But yeah, I'm with you on like 4 and 5. I did ultimately prefer number 4 to 5. I still don't think either are that great, but I preferred 4. So I was probably a bit surprised that they weren't doing a Gears of War 6. I thought they'd probably at least finish the story off because not that I can remember it, but 5 finished on a cliffhanger of some sort.
It did finish on a cliffhanger. I
can't remember what the cliffhanger was. It's been that many bloody years now. But I still prefer the idea that they're going back to the early days, prequel to the originals. So see what happens on E-Day, play as the original characters. They look a bit younger and fresher faced. But no, it should be pretty good. I look forward to seeing what it looks like on the new consoles because they should be able to make it look pretty bloody good.
Yeah. Manic was saying he's hoping that it's going to coincide with Gears Judgment. It's actually going to be set before Gears Judgment because Gears Judgment was like a prequel which followed Baird, but this is like literally the first day it happened. So when the first attack happened, so it will be set before Judgment. There might be some bits that overlap, maybe. I like Judgment. Not a lot of people did, but I did. But there you go. Dan, your thoughts on this?
I assume E-Day is short for Emergence Day.
Yeah.
But I remember the marketing for the first Gears when it was being teased at E3 and whatnot, and they were saying, Emergence Day coming soon, and no one knew what that meant at the time. It was kind of just like, oh, something's gonna emerge.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of the first couple Gears games. I never really played after 3.
Yeah.
If it's a prequel and it feels like a Gears game, then I would be quite interested in checking it out.
Yeah.
Because that original story was kind of what hooked you in.
Yeah.
Are they going to do a Mad World trailer?
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm quite excited for this, and this leads nicely into our next showcase. So it wasn't the Gears that I was expecting them to announce, but I'm glad they did announce this because I'm now happier that this is what we're getting. But on Sunday night, we got the Xbox Showcase, and I'm going to state this now. Again, if you don't agree with me, that's absolutely fine. But this was the best showcase out of the weekend. And not only that, Xbox have pretty much had dud showcases since 2019. And to me, even though this wasn't stellar, it was the best showcase that Xbox have put out since 2019 and the best showcase of the weekend. And if you hadn't seen it, here is a recap of everything that was announced on Sunday night at the Xbox Showcase. Here goes. I'll put the volume down again a bit for this one as well. Let's have a look. I'll knock that up a little bit more. So this, I wasn't too fussed about.
Well, no, it's another multiplayer one. It looks interesting with the card mechanics though that can make different things happen, but not mine.
This looks.
I
cool.
like the look of this though.
Yeah, this looks cool.
My stream mixtape. That looks awesome from the people who made the game. They made another really cool game I enjoyed.
Yeah. Season 13 of Sea of Thieves lands next month with the new ship, which looks amazing. This we will be talking about in 2 weeks' time or less, which is Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh, Elder Scrolls.
It is already out on PC, but it comes to consoles on the 18th.
World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Never played World of Warcraft.
No.
Can't imagine I'll bother with it anytime soon.
Yeah. But that is just for PC.
Yeah, still tons of people love it. I think this is part of this next expansion. I think it's like maybe 3 parts and like that. I think it's like a big storyline they're starting with it.
Hello, Mike. How you doing?
Like game.
Yeah, this look okay.
Looks all right.
But again, I'm a bit.
Is they do all start blurring into one now.
Yeah.
It's like sort of gothic type look to it. Dark fantasy. Oh, this was a remake, wasn't it, of Age of Mythology?
Yes.
Style RTS game.
The new expansion. There we go. September.
This was that Met game again.
This is that Met game again.
Summer Games Fest. It still looks all right. It's just a multiplayer Met game.
Yeah, we do get some crossover on some of the showcases, but it was a bit more in depth on the Xbox One. And nearly most of these are going to be games that come to Game Pass. This looks great. The next game by Rebellion, Atomfall.
This is I wasn't expecting it, so I kind of looked at it, and I think it said Rebellion at the start. I thought,
I thought it was going to be Sniper Elite 6 set in England.
Or I was wondering if it was like going to be another zombie army. It a bit, odd. No,
this looks odd. But yeah, I literally got an email from Rebellion after the show to say, do you want to cover this when it comes out? I was like, yes. But this intrigued me as well. This looked quite cool.
Yeah, it looks like the third-person action, but it's got a cool sort of vibe to it. South of Midnight, wasn't it? That was the title.
Yes. It's almost got like a clay animation style to it.
People are going to complain it's not running at 60.
Yeah.
This will look like a bit of a sort of cozy type game. Definitely sort of stood out amongst all the others because it was fairly sort of different, but a cozy game. But it looks all right.
And the majority of games that they unveiled were pretty much for 2025. It wasn't much.
This was a bit of Assassin's Creed, which I wasn't expecting. So I was trying to work out what it was in this show.
Yeah, they teased a little bit. Obviously, you'll see more of this in a bit when we show you the Ubisoft stuff.
No, this was Avowed.
Yeah, which we knew we were going to see more stuff of.
It could be decent. So I can't say I'm 100% sold on it at the moment.
I'm not really. Yeah, I wasn't really sold on it. Not going to lie.
No, I'm kind of just like I say, definitely on the fence about it. It could be a decent, open world RPG.
We get that later this year. Oh, was this 33 Immortals?
No, Expedition 33.
Expedition 33, sorry.
Which looks nice. Very good graphics here. But again, it's kind of looking like it's going to be another third person.
Yeah, and we've had a few.
RPG.
We've had a few of them, so.
We've had shitloads of them.
Yeah.
definitely a genre I think I need a bit of a break from at the moment. Although this one looks kind of turn-based.
Yeah.
You can see there, so it could have a slightly different feel to your average.
Then we get the next remake.
Snake Eater remake, which is looking really nice. I did watch a bit more of it afterwards. Was a longer video Konami brought out, which does look pretty cool.
Feels weird to have this on the Xbox platform.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
They said which could be coming out this year if GameSpot got it right.
Yeah, there's a couple of releases that were released for other things, and then suddenly taken down. I think like Avowed was some point in November. Got slipped out. Oh, this is Flintlock.
Yeah. Again, I quite like the look of this. It wasn't completely sold. I think the games that I'm really sold on look like they're all going to be at the end of this thing. Because again, this wasn't the order that they showed stuff out, but I could see me playing.
Yeah, well, it's coming to Game Pass, isn't it? So I'm consider giving it a look. Yeah. Oh, this is the cinematic for the new Dragon Age. Oh, yes. I didn't really like the look of this. I think it's sort of the tone it's going for. Just I don't know. It just didn't feel quite right. I haven't really played Dragon Age. I always thought it was going to be more of a sort of gritty fantasy RPG. So it just looks a bit more sort of tongue-in-cheek, really, in some ways.
There you go. And they've changed the name as well. This was the new Diablo 4 expansion, wasn't it?
Yeah, Vessel of Hatred, I think this season is. I haven't played it since launch, really. The original versions, I haven't played any of the seasons, but it is still doing pretty well. Oh, this must be Call of Duty.
Yeah, which lands, is it October or November?
I think it's November.
November, yeah. Straight onto Game Pass.
Yeah,
it does look
like
really good.
Expect. Oh yeah, you can see they've spent a serious amount of money on it to get it looking that good.
Yeah, the new Flight Simulator, which is also out in November. Which
I didn't think this trailer was much different than what they showed last time.
No,
they show the same things again. Yeah, there's more to do in this, which is cool because I did find that unless you're really into your flight sims, it got bored a bit quick. But there's more to do in the new one.
My personal favourite.
I thought this would definitely be one that you'd.
This is the prequel to Doom 2016, which is great. I can't tell you how over the moon I am about this. So this will
weapons. I love that weapon they got there. It just crushes a skull up and just fires
shoots it out
at enemies. Looks very, very cool. So I'm definitely up for giving that a go. So I like this Doom 16 reboot. Didn't like Eternal that much. So I'm hoping
I love Eternal.
The new one's a bit more like the 2016 reboot.
Yeah.
I did like the look of this. I liked the trailer. Did make me laugh. So I've got high hopes for this one. Hopefully Playground Games can do a good job with it. We're still not seeing enough, really. Just these little snippets.
No, it's still early days.
Still wants to see what the open world's really going to be like that they do for it. Hopefully, it will be good.
Who were you before?
Oh, State of Decay 3, which is funny. We've been saying for a while. This had been dead silent. We've not heard anything, and then boom, it's just come back out of nowhere.
Yeah. But still, it's just a cinematic trailer, isn't it? It's been years.
It is.
That was a cinematic trailer back then. Years later, another cinematic trailer. Have they got anything to really show for the game yet?
And this is due, next year?
Yeah. I've never really got into the originals.
I think they're all right. I like the games.
Yeah. The second one, I think, was a bit of a mess when it first came out. They did sort it out. So hopefully it does eventually come out. They'll have it in a decent state.
This is Gears of War, as we mentioned.
Mm-hmm. I was trying to work out the characters were to begin with because obviously they looked that little bit younger, so I wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah.
Then, of course, you see that at the end. Awesome. Doing a prequel. Oh, this is Stalker 2.
Yeah, which looks fabulous, and I'm really looking forward to this. It's out in September.
Yeah, I'm hoping they can sort of live up to what the originals were like because they were really, really good on PC. Spent quite a bit of time on the very first game of the series. Very good at the time.
the new Starfield expansion, which I'm not fussed about, but it looks like they're adding horror into Starfield. So I'm kind of like,
Yeah, I think this one you're going to get to visit House for Run, which was a faction you heard of in the first game. I don't think you ever saw much of them, especially didn't get to go to their home world, which I think is where this takes you. So add a bit more to the to the world building. But it looks okay. Hopefully they'll be able to fix a few of the bits and pieces, because I was never massively sold on Starfield. I did play a reasonable amount of it, but for me it's got its problems. It's not that great a game.
The Indiana Jones game, we actually got to see some actual more footage of it. I'm still a little bit not sure about this. It looks good.
I just hope it all works well enough in the first person view, because there's still part of me that thinks it would work really well as a third person game. But we'll see. Hopefully they can do it well. I mean, Machine Games made some good FPSs in the past. The Wolfenstein series. I feel like 76 is getting some
more DLC for 76.
Which is good time, because it's had a massive uptick in player count since the series came out.
The new Life is Strange game, which revisits one of the original characters, which is really cool.
Yeah, the original character Max from the first game, I honestly didn't recognise at all in the in this trailer.
Because it looks so different.
Up. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how they sort of continue her story from the original game.
Perfect Dark. This I was like, wow, okay, because I thought this had been lost and dead.
Yeah, it's kind of gave me Mirror's Edge vibes with the first person parkour that you see at points. So it definitely looks interesting. I'm kind of hoping it's one of those games that will perhaps give you a few options how you like infiltrate places, because you can see bits in the trailer where you're doing certain things to get past security systems. So if they can make a bit more of perhaps a bit more immersive sim in a way, that'd be really cool.
And obviously they showed off some new Xboxes as well. You can get some new different color Xboxes, and they're bringing out a 2 terabyte version with a disk drive as well. But yeah, Perfect Dark was the big one for me in a way, because it was kind of like, again, it felt like it's been stuck in development hell. And there's been quite a few things this year saying, oh, it's probably one of those games that'll never come out. And then boom. And I was like, this looks really good. So,
yeah, keep my fingers crossed it does turn out as good as it looks there.
Dan,
the ways off.
Yeah. Any standout ones for you?
Perfect Dark, weirdly enough.
Nice.
I'm a huge fan of the first and I think it was still called Perfect Dark, the Xbox 360 one.
Yes.
Which in my mind is like recent, but I'm realizing it's probably about 20 years ago, almost. Which is pretty scary.
Yeah. And done by Rare at the time. So,
this is not.
No, this is not.
Even though Microsoft do own Rare.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
I think Crystal Dynamics got involved. Now, I forget what the actual studio that name is working on it mostly, but Crystal Dynamics came into it to help out.
Yeah. There you go. Okay.
I agree. I think that was the better showcase.
Yeah. I say not all of them stood out, but there was a good chunk that did. And I think compared to Summer Games Fest, where I was like, oh, I can pick 4 games out of the probably 50 we saw. This, I was like, I'd more than 40-50% I'd probably play.
Yeah, there's loads of stuff, isn't there? And, I think everything there's coming to Game Pass. So, Game Pass subscription going.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Nearly all of them are Game Pass except 1 or 2, and then there's the odd one that's like PC Game Pass only. But it was really good. One of the games that you did see, which is our last bit of story news, was the fact that originally it was called Dragon Age Dreadwolf, but they've now changed it. And as you saw and unveiled, I know Gozzo was excited for this, it's now be called Dragon Age Veilguard. They basically showed off in that trailer that we saw a character called Rook, who's the character that you'll play. What they didn't confirm in the trailer, which they have said, is that the character is totally customizable. So they've got different races. So you can be a human, you can be an elf, you can be a dwarf, etc. And all the armors can be changed over and stuff. So actually, even though you only look like you got the one character, that is something that they're bringing in. But, I mean, you pretty much said it while we were playing that video, really, what else there is to this game. I'm not a big Dragon Age fan, but I know a lot.
It's not a season I've ever played. But they did release some proper gameplay footage today. It's about 15, 20 minutes of gameplay. If anyone's looking at it, it did look much the same as what you saw in the trailer. Just seems to be one of those games that is following the sort of modern style where you got all these side characters who just keep talking as you're going through like various action segments. It was a very action-heavy bit of gameplay they showed. It doesn't really give you an idea what the open world is truly going to be like. It looked like it's pretty much the start of the game, just to sort of warm everything up. Looked okay, but not being a Dragon Age fan, it didn't really grab me.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Swiftly moving on, our third and final showcase, which we did showcase live, because obviously I'm an Ubisoft partner, so we got to show this off. We did the pre-show. We also did the extra game show. A lot of you in chat that are watching now got a load of free stuff for games like Avatar, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, The Division 2, and then you also got some free stuff for the upcoming Star Wars game and the next Assassin's Creed game. So thank you for tuning in and watching this. We are going to do a recap if anyone missed it. This was the Ubisoft Forward, which closed Summer Games Fest last night. It was the last showcase of the weekend. Let's have a quick look at everything that was shown. And again, I'll do that at a lower volume, and off we go. And I thought this was a good one, but not all of it. I was that hype. This I'm quite intrigued by, because I can see this being a good multiplayer game to play with friends.
Yeah, this is for me, this one.
Yeah. We'll probably play this on a community night. I can see this being a Wednesday night thing for us. Hardcore Arena. But I'll wait until it's out. New DLC for For Honor. I wasn't too fussed about this, to be honest, because I'm not really a fan of that game. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I have tried it, but it didn't grab me. Tried it in a co-op session with a friend. It was like okay, really didn't do anything for me.
This was the new Crew DLC that's coming out, which I think comes out at the anniversary of the game came out. The Crew Motorfest gets I think this is a paid DLC compared to the seasons that they've been bringing out. But it did look quite cool. Because they're adding cops into the game. This was all the additions they're adding to Rocksmith, which is now coming to PlayStation for the first time. The new Monopoly game, which is basically a new board, new map.
I would actually play this, to be honest.
I played Monopoly Go. It was good.
Yeah.
This is the new season for X Defiant and stuff they're adding in, which I still haven't tried yet. And everyone's saying to me it's actually really good.
Yeah, it's meant to be a pretty decent shooter from what I've read. It's just yet another multiplayer shooter buying for your time, isn't it? There's only so many you can play.
I did like this trailer, but this is for the new Anno. Funnily enough, Ubisoft sent me some stuff about this. It's not really my cup of tea, so I have declined doing any content for that.
Here's Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I have to say, this was the game I was most excited after the showcase. I thought it'd be the Star Wars, but this, after seeing this, I was like, oh, if this pulls off everything it's showing, this could be my game of the year. Because I'm going to say Assassin's Creed Mirage was perfectly okay, but this seems to be doing a heck of a lot more and seems to be doing it very well and ticking a lot of boxes.
Well, yeah, this is following the template from the other recent entries like Odyssey and Origins and Valhalla, isn't it? So there's going to be like a massive open world.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I played a lot of Odyssey, but it just kept going on and going on. And I think in that way they did sort of lock some of the missions behind level requirements. So I kind of just got to the point where I had played shitloads of it, but I wasn't the right level to do certain missions, and I didn't have that much time to carry on with it. There was other stuff I had to play. So it would depend what they did with this one. If you could just go and play through the story without having to bother with any of the side contents, that maybe I'll have a look at it. But if it's going to be like massively long, take like a good 100 hours or more to get through the main story, then it's probably something I won't play.
That's my only downfall with it. I think that'll bring it down if we're back to that, especially if they did a watered down 30-hour version with Mirage, which I was quite happy with. I'm a bit worried that this will be too long. It's
a trick one, isn't it? Because some people love their massive epics who just go on and on and on and on. Whereas, I prefer stuff that's shorter that I can play and complete in a reasonable amount of time.
The fact that the seasons and the weather can change stuff as well, I thought was really impressive.
Yeah, they've got some good ideas in it, so it'll be interesting to see how it does turn out in the end. But we haven't got long to wait, have we? It's November for this, I believe.
Yeah, November the 15th, I think. I really want this to do well now. I really, really want it to do well. Was I right? Yeah, November the 15th. There you go, I was right. And then we got the first expansion for the Avatar game. I really enjoyed the Avatar game. It was a surprise hit. I didn't honestly thought it was going to be absolute garbage, and I really enjoyed it, and it was brilliant.
I think it surprised quite a lot of people, didn't it? I haven't tried it myself. I think it had some of like Ubisoft's open world tropes and like the same basis to go and captured in this in various places. It's still got a lot of that sort of copy paste stuff, but it certainly looked fantastic.
Yeah,
it really captured the look of the film, no question about it.
Fully back there saying excited for Shadows would be a good filler to go to Tsushima 2. Man said I'm also intrigued. Yeah, the fact that you could be stealth in water and murder people in water. Cool. Skull and Bones Season 2, which again I'm going to promote next Monday live on my stream 9 p.m. We are promoting Skull and Bones Season 2. You can win a copy of the game on Xbox if you tune in for the event next Monday. But I also showed what was coming up in Season 3. And as much as I thought Skull and Bones was a very average game, I'm kind of looking at it and the way they're unveiling stuff going, this could be their Sea of Thieves, because the way they're unveiling stuff, they could turn this into a really good game.
It just depends what else they add to it, doesn't it? I mean, for me, it just seemed quite limited in what you could actually do in it. Yeah. And I kind of got bored of what it was quite quickly.
Now, this was interesting to me. I stopped playing The Division quite a few years ago, and the fact that they're bringing this new DLC out with Aaron Keener, who you thought was dead, and he's back in it, I'm like, I would actually just re-download my copy of Division 2 to play this new story mode. There you go.
Yeah, I don't play many losers, but I did enjoy Division games. Division 2 was good fun.
Yeah. No, Quail, thank you so much for being here. The new DLC for Prince of Persia Lost Crown. This is easily in my top 5 games of this year. So I'll be looking forward to more DLC for this. They've added some new challenge modes and bits and time trial modes, but then there's an actual story DLC coming as well.
Yeah, that's coming a bit later, isn't it?
Yeah. That's in September. Then this that I've talked about on the show before, the Rogue Prince of Persia, is now in early access, and you can play it. Came out about 2 weeks ago. I really like the look of this, and I will try it, but I'm going to again wait until the full release.
Yeah, they're just adding a new biome for you to go into in this update to it, Fire Temple. It looks like it should be pretty good fun.
Yeah, and then I'm assuming we're going to see the thing that shocked nearly everybody, because they thought this was dead in the water.
They're still working on it. Still a ways out.
I know, 2 years' time.
Really?
But we are getting a Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake. Who knew?
Really struggling with it because it's been in the works for God knows how long now.
I know. But it's nice to see they've not ditched it. And then we got a more in-depth look at Star Wars Outlaws. I'm also excited for this game. I like the look of it. I think it will. I love the Jedi Fallen Order games done by EA and Respawn, but I think this has the potential to be better than them.
Yeah, as long as they get a good story, and again, as long as they don't try and make it over like 100 hours or more, because then you end up just dragging it out, don't you, before you can get to like a decent finale.
Exactly.
I'm hoping it's a reasonable length for the story campaign. I'm sure they'll add tons of other bits and pieces for you to do in the open worlds. Hopefully, it's decently interesting stuff.
Yeah.
What we saw in their gameplay reveal did look decent. So
I think it looked really good.
For it. And hopefully it'll sort of scratch that itch for a decent space adventure that I didn't really get from Starfield. I quite like the way they are doing the proper takeoff and landings to the planets. It's still a loading screen, but it's masked as proper like takeoff and landing, which looks cool.
I said this covers the basics that Starfield couldn't. Yeah, I said this on last night's stream. I mean, Starfield has some good bits too, but it did fail in a lot of areas. It did kind of
wonder, did no one think at the time this is a bit shit?
Yeah.
But
And the
no, just
dogfights,
carried on anyway.
I didn't even think this was going to be a thing in the game. And the dogfight,
Hopefully that will be good as well, because
Yeah.
again, the space combat in Starfield got a bit samey after a while.
Yeah.
Not much to it. So definitely going to keep an eye on this one. Still want to see the reviews, because again, it's still an Ubisoft open
Yes.
world, but I'm going to stay positive. Hopefully it'll be good.
No doubt my friends at Ubisoft will be in touch with me about this during August. So hopefully,
Oh yeah, this will
keep
be
my fingers crossed, I might be
True.
sent a free copy, which would be very lovely. But there you go, folks. That was everything announced for the Ubisoft showcase as well. Fleabag said, one thing that disappointed me with Ubisoft showcase was the lack of news on Division 3. Well, as they scrapped Heartlands, yes, Heartlands has been scrapped and there was nothing else mentioned with Division. They just adding this new thing that literally lands in a couple of days' time to Division 2. So we will see. Kylie said, so excited for the dogfights and stuff in Star Wars. I think it looks great. So my big two for these, obviously, it's pretty obvious, was, well, and I thought it was going to be, I'm going to be like that for Star Wars and then that for Assassin's Creed. But actually, for me, it's the other way around now. After seeing that, I'm really super hyped for the new Assassin's Creed, really, and that I think I surprised myself with that, and I'm going whole hog here that as I said earlier, if they really do pull this off, like I think they will, this could be a contender for Game of the Year.
It could be, goodness.
Yeah.
I'll say for me, it's probably the Star Wars game that I'm most looking forward to. So I have got a bit fed up with the Assassin's Creeds over the years because it's got the same thing promoted. So whilst I think the new one looks gorgeous, graphically it looks absolutely fantastic, because I got a little bit fed up with the franchise, it's not really top of my list. So it would be Star Wars would be my pick.
Dan, your thoughts?
Rogue Prince of Persia, 100%.
Yeah. I can't wait to play that.
That's me in a nutshell, that one.
Yeah. That's just great. And it's made by the people who made Dead Cells, and I love that game. So that's
pedigree.
Yeah. As I said, they kicked off the year with Prince of Persia Lost Crown. That is in my top 5 games still of the year. I love that. I'm super excited for more of that. So not wait. So there you go, folks. Yeah, sorry, Dan.
Should be good.
Yeah, should be good. Looking for it. Mags, will Rogue Prince of Persia come out on console? At the moment, what I have been told by my sources is that they are going to probably get it out on PC with a console date further down the line. I think it's that thing they're going to see how it goes. But we could be looking like one. We haven't actually got a proper release date for it, but potentially like a year after that for consoles. So fingers crossed. So we'll see. But I'd like to think they will, because they literally put.
I would have thought so. There'd be a good market for it on console.
I think it will. And then the last Prince of Persia was out on everything. The one that came out in January, so you could get that. So there you go, folks. That is all the showcases. There were loads of other showcases that you can watch. You can go check them out on websites like IGN, GameSpot. They're all there in the live section. You can watch them all in their full. I think generally was a good Summer Games Fest. And it's made me quite excited because I was a bit worried, even though most of the stuff is geared for 2025, I was a bit worried there was nothing really for the rest of this year coming out. And now I'm kind of like, okay, there's stuff in August, there's stuff in September, there's stuff in October, there's stuff in November.
We got enough to carry us through until GC6 next year.
Yeah, and I think next year is looking good now. I think this year is going to be one of those years where it doesn't live up to last year, but it'll still be good.
There'll still be plenty of good stuff.
Yeah,
definitely.
Dan, your thoughts just generally? Do you think this will basically save the rest of this year, gaming wise?
I mean, there's definitely some exciting stuff to look forward to. There's a lot of stuff that's obviously not within these showcases that's still coming out this year.
Yeah.
Can I talk about stuff that's coming out that's not in these showcases?
Of course you can. Yeah, let's round it up with a bit more debug inside information.
There's a really cool game coming out soon called Gory, Cuddly Carnage.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got invited to a thing in London next week to go, and I can't be there because
you can't go.
I can't go because it clashes with the Twitch event we're running next week.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been invited to a tech expo in Sheffield. as well. So I've got to do 2 events on the same day, and they invite me to the launch. But that game I played at WASD last September, and it's phenomenal.
And it's I think we talked about it in issue 1, so like way back in April last year.
Yeah,
it was like super early at that time. I don't think Wired were even attached to it at the time. But to be honest, I now look for games that are weirder.
Yes,
like I don't want more shooters or whatever. I've done that to death. I want the weird stuff that makes me go, huh, interesting. Is that going to work financially?
Yeah.
And I always want to find out.
I think there'll be some hidden gems we'll get between now and Christmas, definitely.
I strongly suspect so, yeah.
Gory is definitely one. If no one knows, there is a demo on Steam. Go check it out. It is coming to consoles and stuff as well.
Yeah, it went up the other day, didn't it? So
yeah.
So
it's, go
fantastic.
have a look. Certainly worth it. So, folks, last thing I will say is, go, if you haven't already got it, go get your latest edition of Debug magazine.
Yeah. Or this one.
Or that one, which was the winter edition, I'd say, for this
January
year.
to March. But look, it's got a Moomin on the back.
Got a Moomin. What more do you want? This is the latest edition you can get, and there will be a brand new edition coming out while the team are at Nottingham Video Games Expo in July.
July 21st.
Yeah, so you get your hands on the summer edition of the magazine then. So go check it out. !Debug. There's all their links. Go follow them. Thank you, Mr. Game Tank, Mr. Deputy Editor of the magazine. All the links are there. !Debug as well in there if you want. That is going to be a permanent feature now. So if you ever want, we mention Debug, just like our friends at the Gamer Guide, !Gamer Guide, !Debug. You can always click the link and then go subscribe to their magazines. So that's a permanent fixture, people.
Thank you. As of today, we've got a Twitch account too.
Woo! There you go. And it's there. Dan's put it in there, which is amazing.
Oh, yeah. So he has. Yeah, awesome.
There you go. And as you say, we will be able to see Debug not only at Nottingham Video Games, but you can come and meet the team in the fall and see them live on stage at Timeless Gaming Convention in just over 64 days. It's going to be amazing. So we've massively run over, even though I thought we won't be able to fill the show. So my apologies, but there you go. Thank you to everyone who's been in chat. Thank you to all the mods. Thank you to Dave, being an awesome co-host as always. Thank you to Mr. Dave Johnson as well in there, and all my wonderful mods. And we are going to raid, hopefully, someone who has just started back streaming, okay? Which is my producer, Amy. We are going to go raid Amy. She's actually doing a stream, I hope. I hope this is where she pops up and goes, yes, I am. I'm going to go see. Not only that, it's going to be the first time that she's using some of her new kit and talking. She is. She's going to play some cozy Minecraft so you can chill out for the night after this crazy stuff that we've just gone through all these games and you feel like your head's going to explode. You can now watch some cozy Minecraft with her. So, without further ado, all I'm going to say is that raid will start once the end credits have rolled. I just need to press a button and it's not letting me do it. Damn you, technology. I think it'll be the first time in Amy's chat. Yes, we'll come along and see it. Amy who? Exactly. Thank you so much, everyone who's been here. Great to see it. Gozzo, have a great holiday. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Hope you have a good one. I've got that. So if I start that raid will start when the end credits rolled. And all that leaves for me to say is, wherever you are in the world, have a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening. I will see you back tomorrow for a special horror stream because we are going to be playing The Back Room. So I'll probably be crapping myself. Big thank you to Dan from Debug for being our amazing guest. Thank you so much. And we will be back next week with more TNGC, where our guest will be another one of our amazing guests and one of my friends that is helping out with the Twitch meetups. We've got Lisa Paranorma on the show. So thank you so much. We're going to do that waving thing and we will raid out. See you later.
Good night.
Bye. Goodbye.